following tag team match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, the team of Judas Icarus and Travis Williams, Sinner and Saint.
Right now, we get to have ourselves another little trial by fire, so to speak, courtesy of the system, looking for the next potential member or members to replace the hole that will be made by the retirement of JDC come Genesis.
I have to say, what an effort by JDC at Final Resolution, challenging Frankie Kazarian for the TNA World title. He did not tap out, he passed out. JDC put it all on the line that night at Final Resolution.
Trust the system.
And their opponents, accompanied to the ring by Alicia Edwards, JDC, and Moose, the team of Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers, the System!
Well, how about what we heard before the commercial break? JDC wants his last match at Genesis to be against Eddie Edwards.
We've heard a little bit about the history between JDC and Eddie Edwards back to their earliest days in this business. You can see why Johnny Dango Curtis would want to share his last moments as an active competitor with a man he shared so much with, like Eddie Edwards.
JDC's final match in professional wrestling will go down Saturday, January 17th, live on pay-per-view and TNA Plus in Dallas, Texas at Genesis. You can get your tickets now via TNAWrestling.com. As we saw in the countdown to Final Resolution, the System are actively scouting and looking for JDC's future replacement within the system. They had a hell of a six-man tag team matchup here in El Paso at the countdown to Final Resolution against CW and Brock Anderson, as well as Bear Bronson, who was very impressive, but the system got the win.
The system doing a little more hands-on scouting, as you can see. Anybody they're considering to potentially join the ranks, they really want to get in there, get their hands on it, give a real up-close and personal job interview.
JDC's asking if we're watching the match.
That we're hired here to call. Yes, we are.
JDC never changes. The cover and a kick out. Myers in control right now. Myers and Edwards have a hell of a history as former TNA World Tag Team Champions twice over. They capped off the triple main event of last year's Battle for Glory, entering that Full Metal Mayhem matchup as the reigning TNA World Tag Team Champions.
Two tag team experts in their own right before even teaming up themselves, and now they have their own history. But Sinner and Saint, they have been working together a long time as well in TNA and outside. Look at that, that is the teamwork.
Great combination there, a kick out by Myers.
There's a lot of little things they do that you don't see a lot of tag teams incorporate. Maybe that's the kind of thing the system might be looking to add to their ranks.
That's the thing about what the TNA roster presents. You have great veterans like Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers, new faces like Sinner and Saint, and a new era is beginning for all of us here in TNA Wrestling on Thursday, January 15th. AMC is the new home of TNA Thursday Night Impact. It all begins January 15th. Every Thursday, TNA Thursday Night Impact comes to you from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern. We cannot wait for TNA on AMC.
We talk about it day in and day out here behind the scenes. Everybody is excited. Everybody is motivated to arrive into that new era of TNA on AMC in the best position possible. The system wants to repopulate their ranks. People want to be holding championships at the highest levels.
Oh, the driver there by Myers. To your point, everyone is trying to make an impression. Everyone on this roster wants to be a part of the AMC premiere of TNA Thursday Night Impact. And Genesis is 2 days later in Dallas.
Take another look back at this, though. The huge Michinoku driver there.
Tag! Now it's Eddie Edwards of the system to meet Travis Williams of Sinner and Saint.
Look out!
Oh! Overhead belly to belly there. What do you think it means to Eddie Edwards that JDC has to have his last match ever in pro wrestling against Eddie?
I mean, you heard it a little bit backstage just moments ago. Wouldn't have it any other way. I'm sure it's the honor that Johnny Dango Curtis wants it to be.
Back stunner by the two-time TNA World Champion. Here's the cover, and it's broken up by the sinner of Sinner and Saint, Judas Icarus.
It's a great tag team contest here between two very well-established teams.
Nicely done off the rebound there, but cut down by Edwards. Now Williams, the saint of this tag team, connects off of the ropes.
Doing some damage here, isolating Eddie Edwards. No easy feat.
Wonder if Williams and or Icarus are impressing enough the rest of the system tonight to perhaps become a part of the system in the new year. Tag.
A little more teamwork there from Sinner and Saint. Look at this. Quick tags, continuity, not wasting any time.
Oh! Double back
Beautiful.
body drop. Here's the cover and a kick out from Edwards.
Once again, right to the tags.
Tag.
I mean, if you're the system and you're looking at Sinner and Saint as a team, this is exactly what you want to see out of them.
Well, Sinner and Saint were trying to set up for Ode to the Fallen, but Myers took Icarus out of the equation.
That's the veteran instinct of the most professional wrestler.
Now Williams fighting 1 versus 2. Not good odds against the system.
Look out!
Myers with a roster cut.
Trust the system.
And now a Boston knee party from Eddie Edwards. Trust the system.
Here are your winners, the System.
The system stand tall once again. Has taken another look back. The roster cut set Eddie Edwards up perfectly for the Boston knee party that secured the win for the system here tonight.
Sinner and Saint have a bright future here in TNA Wrestling. Did they do enough to impress the system?
Oh, if nothing else, they've no doubt continued to earn the respect of the system.
A glimpse at the future of TNA Wrestling, and our future will be on AMC in 2026. But everyone in the near future for us tonight here in El Paso, Texas, we have a hell of a main event.